Hey YouTube, thank you for joining in for another episode of Real Talk with Single Moms. I am so excited for this interview today. I have Kel'li Sherrene, and she is a jack of all trades in my opinion. I was looking through her Facebook and I was like, oh shit, she was a nurse, then she a hairdresser, oh she even wrote a book. She got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful to have met you. Like, we run in the same circle, but we just never met.
Collided. We didn't.
Collided, really. I came with her. I know this is going to be a fun and powerful interview because she's an anointed woman of God, and I'm just so grateful. Like, even thinking about the stuff that you whispered in my ear at this empowerment event. She held an empowerment event in New Jersey. And when I tell you that I really felt the presence of God, I just knew it was you that helped me, because it just seemed like you had something to say to me that whole time. And I'm just so grateful because it just confirmed everything that God was already telling me. You know how you just need that confirmation?
Absolutely.
And you know, single moms, we go through a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, and especially as entrepreneurs, it's hard because you're spending your last bit of money to
trying to make it work.
Make
your dream work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you might not have nothing to show for it for years. But just for God to confirm that what you're doing is in His will, is His purpose for your life, and not only just your business, but just everything you're doing outside with your family, with your friends, just to have that confirmation that God is still with you is something big that I believe that us single moms need.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Thank you. Because if you didn't reach out to me, I was reaching out to you.
Oh, you know what? I just thank and praise God because one of my key core beliefs is believing in other people.
Okay.
And exalting other people beyond myself. So when I see somebody that's on the right track, that's doing the right thing, that's walking in God's calling and walking in God's purpose, I want to be a part of it. I want to pour into you. I want to come in and try to, perfect some things, or you pour into me, however it goes. Because I just want to see you high. I want to see you lifted up. I want to see you doing amazing things. Just being a part of that journey. Look at you go, girl. Look at you.
The empowerment. Like, I'm loving it.
Look at you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just to see another beautiful sister just taking a step. So many people can't even get off the couch.
Yes.
Just to actually take that step and say, you know what, I'm going to decide today to do something about my life. I want change. We can want it for years and years and years. Just like myself, I wanted it. I went to school for nursing. Dropped out, went back to hair school because it was easy, went back to be an educator because it was easy. Things that was challenging to me, I put on the back burner. It was like, oh no, I'll do that later. In all actuality, I was just scared of failing.
Right.
But then once I gained so much success, I was fearful of success. So fear will keep you bound, whether you're scared of succeeding or whether you're scared of failing.
Yes.
Either way, don't let it trap you. You just got to keep going.
Yes.
Just know what your purpose is and keep moving and pressing towards the mark. That's all it's about. Because God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So I just keep reminding myself to die daily to my fears, whether it's fear of succeeding or fear of failure. Then know that I'm just going to keep moving.
Right.
And wherever I end up, that's where I end up. I know that I tried every single day. I know that I put my best foot forward every single day.
Yes.
To make a difference in my life and in my son's life.
And fear is always going to come up, because even it seems like for me, when I start something new, it doesn't have to, like anything I do in my life that's new or any issue that comes up, I always get some fear.
Right.
And then once I finally let God handle it and work it out and stop trying to work it out myself, it's like He works just like that.
Absolutely.
And it's like I can't understand why I keep going through that cycle, but it's so many things it's so many people that's dependent on me, and for me not to succeed, that's fear. I fear that. Like, I don't want my kid or my family to fail or to see me fail, and fear will eat you up. And I hate the feeling, but it's like as soon as you take that step to overcome that fear and just give it to God, it's like stuff start working.
See, the thing is, the principle, it has to happen. It has to align. You have to reap what you've sown. You've been sowing. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
Working is sowing. You're
That's
sowing
the process.
into your future. So you have to reap a harvest of what you've sown into your future, which was taking that practical application and moving forward, taking the steps. That's sowing. It's not just a monetary thing. You actually sowing steps into your future.
Yes.
So you're going to reap a harvest. We don't know how long. The scripture says, as he suffered a little while. We don't know how long a little while is.
That's right.
So it could be 10 years of manifestation. It could be 10 years, 10 days. We just don't know.
Yes.
But keep working out that inward salvation. Keep gaining knowledge, revelation, understanding as you're moving. And one key principle my mother always told me, she said, you can't mix faith and worry. You got to do one or the other.
That's right.
Having faith is knowing that God is going to work it out. Worrying, you still got it in your hands. Dispel it, dismiss it, let God take it. And watch what he do with it. And just keep moving as if it's already happening. So many times people, oh, Kel'li, you don't go through nothing. Girl, you went through so gracefully. Girl, I can tell you 1,000 things I just went through.
Yes. You don't look like what you went through.
No, absolutely not, because I trust in God. I move in God. Everything, even prayers that I don't even say, manifest.
Right.
Even today, I said, oh, girl, I was sitting here thinking about a snack. Didn't God bring a whole bunch of snacks in here? I said, Jesus.
Sure did.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thoughts. He's a thought answering God. Even stuff that don't even roll off of your tongue yet. He knows what you need. He knows what you desire. And when you open yourself up to walk in him, that's when you get everything that you need. He said, oh, you ready? You think you ready? And the enemy knows that you're doing that too. So that's why you see the ops coming. You see the opposition coming to try to derail you. But keep your eyes focused on him. Keep your eyes stayed on him.
I love it. I mean, this is like a spiritual empowerment for me. I don't even know if I want to ask single mom questions.
I can't leave God out. I can't.
Yes.
I can't.
But that's important. Like, we want to do it on our own.
Hey YouTube, during the first part we experienced some technical difficulties, so stay tuned for part 2 as Kel'li shares more details.
Look, you got to smile at yourself. Look at yourself.
Yeah, I guess. Encourage yourself, huh?
That's right.
I get with you. So, tell me about your single mom journey. What did that look like?
Well, I have one son.
Okay.
He's 12 years old, and we started out in a 2-parent home with him. But in the midst of that, like, my son, he witnessed a lot of abuse. He didn't know that I was going through emotional abuse, and he witnessed physical abuse and just financial abuse. I was going through so much when I made a decision to separate from my son's father. He in turn went through a traumatic experience by way of his father, and that brought on a whole new lifestyle for me.
Okay.
Because later that year, my son was diagnosed with PTSD, which is in terms post-traumatic stress disorder, and our lives took a turn. Everything became different, where now I'm going through, my son, he's 5 years old, going through constant stress and acting out in school and just displaying, negative behaviors, and I couldn't figure out why. I would send them away to his father, then he would come back home and I had to reshape him all over again and retrain him. Just whether he was there 2 days or 3 days, I had to remold him all over again. And just having a child who then had like behavioral issues and mental health issues, that was a whole another course for me, because I went from not being prepared for being a mother to not being prepared to be a mother for a special needs child. So that's more stress than what I had bargained for.
Right.
And in turn, it was a lot of blessings and lessons, but over the years, it had took me 5 or 6 years to get my son in a place where he felt loved, where he felt cared for, where he just felt like he wasn't a castaway. People would judge him, and he would come home and the people wouldn't know, but he would come home and say, oh, Mom, they call me bad and they got different opinions about me. He's still a person. Just because he's, 7 or 8, he still has ears. He can still hear. Right. You know what I mean? He still knows that you're talking about him. Right. So he would have a hard way to go, and people didn't know what I was experiencing in my own household. And just my journey recently with him being 12 years old, he went through, he's in private school. Private school don't make no difference whether you're in public, charter, whatever. In private school, he went through a whole bullying spiel by a young lady, not even by a boy, by a young girl, to the point where she ripped his shirt off his back, swelled his eye up, and he's just like, I don't want to live anymore. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I'm at work and I get a message, oh, I'm just going to end it.
Wow.
Goodbye. I love you. And I'm like,
drop everything.
Like, huh?
Yes.
So I reached out to him and I said, what are you going through? What's happening? He was like, I just hate it here. He said, why did I have to have this life? And at 12 years old, how can I express to him that it's going to get better when you want to be spiritual and you want to have an outlook to say, oh, it will get better, son, or, but I don't know how he's looking at it from his viewpoint or how he's seeing it through his lens because I haven't lived that life.
Right.
So for me to digest and say, oh, son, I got great advice for you, got perfect advice for you, I didn't have that. And I can give advice to grown people, to adults, but in our own children, I feel like we don't know how to deal with correctly. Like, I can deal with my girlfriend's daughter better than I can deal with my own child. When it comes to him, it's like, I just don't, I don't know what to say to you to get you through. But we work on it daily. He has med management, he has workers that come out for years and years and years, and we work on it. Okay. We are perfecting it. And just recently, I got confirmation just from heaven that, I wanted to know, Lord, when are you going to heal my son? When are you going to make my son whole? When are you going to transition him? And thank God my son was filled with the Holy Spirit when he was 9 years old. Okay. And it just spoke to me even on last night that your son, he's whole spiritually. He may not be whole physically, but this life is so temporary. You know what I mean? That he will soon have that wholeness in his physical form where he'll feel like he's exalted and he's in the best place that he could be, with God or in the presence of God. So, and that's just for all of us. But I said he's whole spiritually, and he knows God. He fears God. He does think, and we're not perfect people. So he thinks about what he does after he does it. He's like, oh my gosh, Mom, maybe I gotta pray more. Mom, maybe I could, I shouldn't have said that, Mom. I cursed, Mom. I had cursed and I cursed that lady out.
Oh, wow. He admitting it.
Oh, yeah. And I tell him, we gotta give principles because this is reality. Yeah. Especially our kids' reality is not our reality.
That's true.
You know what I mean? The dispensation I grew up in, it was completely different. If you cursed, somebody was getting poles, pipes, shoes, whatever was close by across you. Now it's like, no, son, I might go to prison. So I want to talk to you in regards to some things that you're doing. You know what I mean? And I'm a mandated reporter. So it's like, come give me a break here.
Right.
So with him, it's like we work through it. And I tell him, darkness produces light. Don't let nothing stay in your chest. Don't let nothing stay in your heart. Say it. It might be a hard pill to swallow, but get it out. Right. Because the minute it starts residing in you, it's going to fester. It's going to create something far greater than what we're dealing with. Right. So if you hear whispers, if you hear this, you better say that. Because we need to address it. It can't stay here. Yes. Not in this house.
I know that's right.
We got enough issues. Bye. You see? On to the next. But that was my journey, and that's where it is now. It's just I'm trying to perfect my profession and perfect his life and just everything that concerns us. Just try to keep God involved and knowing that he is the full and complete circle for us. Yes. Right now we just semis. We need connections. God, make it whole. Yes. Bring it all together because we can't do it ourselves. But that's my journey. It's like dealing with one child that's maybe like 5 to some other people kids. They we only got one son yet, but he about 4. 4. than one. So
yes.
you can't equate my journey just because I got one kid. You know, I'm dealing with a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, and I deal with it, I think, gracefully just by the grace of God. Mm. Yeah, so not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people know what I go through on a day-to-day basis to make sure that he's fine, to make sure that he has the best education possible, to make sure that his behavior isn't impeding his learning and things like that, because ultimately most kids with autism or on the spectrum of some kind, or behavioral disorders, emotional disturbances, they kind of fail academically because that behavior gets in the way.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly on them, you know, whether I need to hire a reading specialist, whether you need to go to a reading camp, whether you need to do this, we got to stay on the ball.
Right.
Because my mother used to say, I ain't raised no jackrabbits. So we gonna get this together. We are not our circumstance in this house. Yeah, so he know he's an overcomer, and we speak that you're an overcomer. And it's not hard. It is hard. Excuse me, it is hard. Every day is hard. But we make a decision. If we messed up, sorry.
Yes.
And we move on.
I love it. So, how important is it to be intentional in your prayer life and just getting the strength that you need for everything you deal with now?
I would say back in 2011, going into 2012, God had changed my prayer life. I went from praying one way, like this prolific dissertation of, oh Father,
what we're taught,
you know,
like the normal traditional church.
You know, Father God, I come to you as humbly as I possibly know how, and you know, I kind of
all proper.
Yeah. All of this wording that sounds so profound. And, you know, I kind of expelled that. And one night, I used to work 11 to 7. I was a nurse overnight. And I started looking up spirits. And for a minute, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I'm looking up evil spirits and all this kind of stuff. But God was telling me, you need to learn your opponent. And I remember being under so much scrutiny behind that, like, oh, see, the same way they did Jesus. Oh, they're casting out devils with devils, and this is what I'm like. First of all, no, I'm a boxer, baby. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need to watch a couple of bouts to see what my enemy is doing. I need to know his name. I need to know what to call him when he's approaching me. I need to know to combat whatever words he's throwing at me, what to say back. And it was like I felt like I was in a war. And he said, you tell people that this is a battlefield, this is a war. You better know how to fight, and you better know how he swing. You better know if he get wore out by the 7th round. You better know if he got, you know, by the 12th round that he getting drowned and you could just beat on him, you know, till he fall down. No, that's what I need to know.
Yes.
So initially I started looking up names and, you know, knowing what to bind and what to loose, because I was taught, oh, we bind this and we bind that and we bind this, but we ain't loose nothing. So you just encapsulated this thing until it break free. You know what I mean? So what have I loosed on this situation? So I was looking at what to bind and what to loose and what to say. And if I want to, you know, bind up evilness, I need to loose pureness. If I want to bind up, you know, a sexual spirit, then I need to loose a pure and holy spirit. I need to loose a clean spirit. I need to loose a spirit that's thinking towards God. So everything that I was going through, I started binding it up and loosing it with his opponent. That way you war in the spirit with me. I started saying, I send your warring angels Michael to my door to fight. I need the strong ones. You see what I'm saying? I need Gabriel and all of them to come right to my doorstep and fight for me. So it's all about learning how to use what's in front of you and what's on the side of you, meaning your angels that's encamped about you all around. This is not just words. This is what it is. This is God's word. This is what's happening. They here now. They present now.
Yes.
You gotta be conscious enough to know that.
And I just want to say, if you just don't understand some of the like spiritual talk, it's like the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Absolutely.
So if we're fighting spirits, we're fighting the demons that are coming to hurt your home and, you know, disrupt what you're doing in your life. you gotta know what's coming after you.
Yeah, absolutely. Even in yourself.
Yes.
You battling up against yourself, some stuff that happened to you in 3rd grade.
Yes.
5th grade, 6th grade. You got stuff that you need to clean up and take out the trash with emotionally with yourself.
Yes. And this is the intentional prayer that I love, because I feel like my prayer life has also changed. It's like, yeah, I prayed the little kid prayers before, you know, like Our Father, and then now
Forgive us our trespasses.
yes,
Yeah.
like I'm wrong. Like I can't be praying that. I need to be talking to God the way I talk to you. Like if that's supposed to be my Father, I gotta communicate with Him,
Absolutely.
and I have to be intentional when I pray, because it's intentional things that's coming against me.
Right.
So I loved it. I really do.
But you have to be everything that I say, and like I said, you gotta have purposeful way, even in your movements. I made a decision to map out my day every single day, that I won't have a lot of idle time, because my mom used to tell me, she was one of my greatest mentors. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. So any second that you just dedicate into nothingness, those are minutes wasted. So even if I feel myself on social media too long, it's like log out.
Yes,
You
log
know,
out so you don't get the notifications.
Yeah, log out, because it's taking too much time. You know,
Yes.
and it's okay for entertainment purposes and things like that. You go in there, you want to see your friends, you want to see what they're doing, you want to keep up. Oh, look at that. Oh, hey,
Yes.
girl. That's what's up.
Yes.
But then I track myself, so I don't be consumed by it. But everything is intentional.
Yes.
Everything is intentional, especially when you know your purpose and you know your calling, and that takes a long time to get. That takes a long time to get. I was just recently delivered from people, from the naysayers. You know, that was a struggle for me, because they automatically think, oh, you look a certain way or you dress a certain way, that you must be this kind of person.
Yes.
Not knowing that you have so much to offer and you have so much to pour into people, that they just automatically disconnect you from this body and say, you ain't got the right look, or you're not saying it in a way that I'm used to.
Yes.
So I'm gonna reject that because I don't feel that. You know, but God is making a way for authenticity. He's creating a path for those people who are really transparent, who are really His people, not the Pharisees, not people that are looking and saying, oh, you know, oh, not like us, you can't sit here. No, He's looking for the peculiar people. He's seeking out those people who truly have a heart for Him. So that's why you see the people falling, and other people are rising up and taking their positions and taking their spot, because they was really working in the vineyard in the background. And God is just bringing them to the forefront.
Yes. Yeah. I just be blown away, because I'm like, you talking directly to me. If you don't help nobody else, this helps me.
That's all right. That's all right. Iron sharpens iron.
Yes. You're my new friend. I love it. So, when you had your son, and up until now, he's 12, how was that in your place of worship? Where you, I know you said that you were Muslim before, but did you have him at that time, or how did that look like in your faith?
Well, see, I was Christian for 14 years. I was a 4-year generation preacher's kid. My mom's father had a church. My father had a church in Kansas. I was Muslim 11 years. I strayed away from the church after being Christian for 14 years. I was Muslim for 11 years. I taught talimas and, you know, caused so many people to take shahada and stuff like that. So I identify with so many people because wherever I was, I upheld my name. So if I was practicing something, I was practicing.
Right.
You know, I wasn't just going to hit you with a little bit of knowledge, or, you know, halfway doing it and don't even know what I'm really in. No, I was really gaining the knowledge and understanding wherever I was, because my ultimate goal was to seek after God.
Okay.
So, but in terms of my son, it was just like every part of me, I was being pulled and I was being, you know, shifted over here, having several wilderness experiences. But with him, I was in Christ.
Okay.
Not in the beginning, but when he was old enough to know better.
Okay.
So in them shrewd and harsh years of his life, he was being brought up in the church.
Awesome.
So people would, I used to have to drag my son out during service. He'd be kicking, screaming, yelling, and the people just looking like, okay, she got problems. She got issues. No, you don't even know, sis, what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Bro, relax with your judgment because you don't even know what's happening right now. You know what I mean? It's that we wrestling not against flesh and blood thing.
But it's because the church don't even realize that sometimes.
Yeah. So
I be like, don't you teach that?
Look, out of all places, I feel like
Right.
You don't know what's going on though, right? I'ma handle this in the chapel. It's cool. You know what I mean? So that's where I was. And for my son, he even says it now. He's like, when he goes inside a church and people say, "Oh, you're such a different boy. Look at you."
I hate that.
And he's like,
I hate it.
He's like, Mom, he said, why do I have to be identified by my past?
Yes. I remember when the church I used to go to, it's like a few of them will always say, because when I first came to the church, I was 12, and I was dealing with a lot of family issues. Like my stepfather was inappropriate with me when I was younger. My mom, I lived with her, but she never was there for me. I never, even to this day, I don't have that support from her. And I don't know if she doesn't know how to support, but it's like, I don't even know if you're proud of me now. But I went through a lot. And then with my stepfather, I felt like my dad didn't do what he was supposed to. Because, like, you hear something like that with your daughter, it's like, I'm going to go get it.
Right, you're supposed to run up on her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with a few of your friends.
Because I'm from West Philly. You're supposed to run up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or pull your daughter out of it.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I wasn't being protected. So I was always on the defense. And, they saw me as this mean little girl.
Yeah.
But nobody actually took the time to figure out, well, what's going on in her home life?
Yeah.
What's going on with her? And I don't mind sharing. And sometimes I share my business a little too much. I'm learning. Because everybody ain't supposed to be knowing your business. But I want to share if they ask.
Right.
But it's like now, oh, Danny, you grew up so much. When you first came, you were so mean and you didn't want to talk to nobody.
I don't need to be reminded of that.
Right. And that hurts me because it's like, it hurts me on one side because like, I'm far from that. But then on this side, it's like, I can really see the growth.
Yeah.
But I feel what your son is feeling like. Why you keep bringing up my past?
And my son is a performer too. So he sings and he acts and he does all of that. So one day he was singing and people were coming up to him like, oh my gosh, Saya, you were phenomenal. And he stopped and said to me, he said, Mom, they only like me because they found out I could sing.
Right.
He said, they don't like me. And I was like, well, say that then. You know what I mean? Like, you entitled to see it. Yeah, you entitled to your own opinion. If that's how you feel and that's what you're discerning for yourself, then you deal with it accordingly. And he was like, I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be phony. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, like they don't really care for me.
Yes.
And I had to let it rock.
Yes. Because sometimes we do like somebody with talent just because they got talent.
Yeah, just because, he blew me away. Oh my gosh, look at you. And it's like, you don't even like me. Like,
right. You just like my talent. That is so strange.
Yeah, they like to give.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't. So one thing that I love, I just love you. But one thing that I love about you is that you have a go-getter spirit. And you're very empowering with every lady that was here today. And we are at the Greatness Center. And thank you, Nehemiah, for letting us have the Greatness Center.
Shout out to him.
Yes.
Yes.
It was about 7 moms today. And I did an interview, like 6 moms. I did an interview with 5. And you spoke life into each one of their moms. I came out from one interview, she talking to another mom. I came out for another interview, she talking to another mom. Spoke life.
Yeah.
Spoke life.
Yeah.
What advice can you give to another single mom that's passionate about something, but she don't know how to go get it? She doesn't have that, oh sis, you're beautiful, that encouragement spirit. That how do you suggest that she transforms her mind?
Well, you said it's the key. It all starts in your mind. It all starts in your head. You got to make a decision to find out where you falter.
Yes.
You got to find out that who factor. You got to figure out who you are first. You got to know who you are in God, what your purpose is. Then you can find out why. Why do I want to do this? Is it for worldly possessions? Is it for, to gain monetary gifts and things like that? Or, and then where can I present this to? How would it be relevant to somebody? How can somebody get something from my story?
Yes.
And ultimately what you're delivering, what is it? What are you bringing to the table? Because somebody needs it. And don't be discouraged. Don't let nobody, dim your light. Don't let nobody bring you down. Just keep focusing on what you gotta do. And it's hard for me to say because I've been to that avenue where I felt like, I was so stifled from trying to please people and trying to make people comfortable around me. And just, see, I never struggled with low self-esteem. I wasn't one of those girls. I don't got that story. You know what I mean? So I always walked in the room with that confidence, with that self-esteem, with that, oh, I'm here. I didn't care if it was Beyonce in the room. Did you know that Kel'li Sherrene was in the room?
Yes.
So it was like that's how I always carried myself. Okay. And sometimes that can get you a lot of envious people. That can bring a lot of haters. That can bring a lot of unwanted,
female friends.
Yeah, like I had a lot of homies though.
Yes.
I had a lot of
always around the guys, but you get no female friends.
No, had a lot of homies, and they love me. They respect me to this day. They like, Kel, Dag, I need to find a girl like you. If I can find one shorty like you, I'm good. You know what I mean? So it's like I think we need to learn to celebrate one another, even if you notice that you're doing it. Just say, Dag, I don't want to be a hater. Sometimes you gotta tell just tell yourself, talk it. I don't want to be a hater. Yes. Can I be something else? No, I wanted to tell her that her hair was popping. I wanted to say that I heard it. I just couldn't bring my lips to say it.
But next time I'm gonna tell her.
But next time, or if on the next girl I see, on the Ave or on the boulevard or on the block, I'm gonna tell her, you know what, sis, you look nice. And watch how good you feel.
Yes, it is empowering. Yes.
You start empowering yourself. You just look like, Dag, she is beautiful. Even when I go out, I practice at restaurants, y'all. If a waitress is beautiful, if the hostess is beautiful, I just give out compliments. I issue just wonderful affirmations to people because you don't know what they're going through in their life too.
I like that.
So when I see a girl and she took time out to do her eyebrows and took time out to shellac her ponytail up and get them edges together, I say, sis, look at you.
Yes.
I was even passing a toll coming in the PA, and the sis at the toll booth, when I pulled up, she was smiling and I was smiling. I said, do you know how refreshing you are? I said, to see a smiling face. I said, you're so beautiful. She was like, I was thinking the same thing about you. I said, we need more women like you. I said, keep going, sis. I said, that's what we need. I said, keep pouring into you. I said, even if the next car is frowning, I said, don't change your disposition because we need that.
Yes.
So start practicing. If you in a grocery store, you see somebody with some nice slides on or a cute outfit, a cute bag, some nice lip gloss, sis, you look nice. And watch how good you feel about yourself.
Yes.
Oh, I just gave a girl a compliment. Now you start looking beautiful. You start looking radiant. You start looking bright.
Yes.
It's something about you now that people want to know.
And if she give you the stank face, don't let it discourage you.
Don't let it discourage you. You just say, have a nice day, sis.
Yes.
I hope it get better for you. Because sometimes people going through.
Yes.
I took the kids out to get water rights the other night. I was talking to a young girl. She was... I was like, where I know you from? She was probably about 10 years old. I'm like, where I know you from? I was like, this your mother? She was like, I'm like,
at 10.
Like, hi. Yeah. So then I went to the mother. I said, is this your daughter? She was, I said,
it's a hurt household.
I'm like, well.
Yeah.
ladies, you know, you guys look very familiar. I'm like, maybe I did your hair in the past, or maybe I saw you at the hair salon, something. And they just
look, the boxer is being nice. Cause what the old you would have went off.
Look, the old me, I'd be like, well, ain't nobody gotta speak to you
and y'all been fighting. Look at God. Look.
He has brought me a mighty long way.
I see it.
But I just thank God. And that's consciousness. That's what I'm talking about. That's a conscious decision. And sometimes when I keep telling everybody, I don't care if you better in tune with a spirit animal. I tell everybody, I said, listen, it's not about that. I said, I got a panther spirit. I said, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to wait on you. I ain't even going to make a move. I'm going to just analyze you and everything else, because a panther know it's strong. He ain't got to do nothing to you. He just watching you. He just, listen, I ain't got to touch you, sis, because if I wanted to, I could really cause you some harm.
Yes.
But I choose consciously to stay over here in my box.
Yes.
I ain't trying to get my nails messed up. You know what I mean? I just got them done.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how you know you really growing. Where you could be put in a negative situation. It's like, you know what, sis? God bless you.
Yes.
You know, when you could visually see yourself stomping them again. You know what, sis?
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes.
Because I ain't even going through it today. I ain't 4 years, girl. Look, I ain't 4 years. I still got it, but I ain't 4 years.
Yes.
Look, Jesus fight all my battles.
That's what's up.
I'm telling you, it's serious. It really is. It's deep. All jokes and laughter to the side is deep. You just gotta be conscious about every movement that you
That
make.
is true. Yes.
In all areas. That's what it is.
Yes. So what 3 tips would you give a single mom?
I would say get a vision board.
Okay.
I took it old school when I did my goals. I got some old magazines, got a pink poster board, wrote my vision, made it plain. Okay. Started from the top to the bottom, from where I wanted to be so far as my mobile styling business was concerned, me selling hair and me marketing makeup and everything else. I took that, put that on one side. Then I came up the pike. I said, become a nurse. I had that at the top. All of this. And I had 2 years to do this. Okay. So give yourself a timeline also. Yes. So, you know, this is not overnight stuff. We want stuff that we can work on and see the tangible outcome as you go along. So I had become a nurse. Then I had relax in a world of my own design. Then I had opening up a restaurant. Now I changed.
Yes.
I changed.
Cook?
Listen. Yes, I can. I altered that vision a little bit because I said maybe that's something I want to do when I turn 50. So I got goals for ages that I turn. So like my book is coming out October 19th. Like that's just So these things are monumental to me. Right. So every year that I'm turning a new age or I'm getting to a new height, I equate it to the years that I'm growing. Okay. So I give myself that timeline, and that's how I move forward. So now I don't boast or brag or anything like that, but just resting in my home. I got a 5-bedroom house, 2 full bathrooms, huge yard. You know, I don't have a lot of people come over, run amok in my house, and you know, transfer all kinds of stuff. Keep your place clean. Have a place where you could come home and rest and lay your eyes and know that, you know, this is an environment that's pure and holy and set apart for myself. So take that time out. Get yourself a vision. Yes. Make it plain. Understand your timeline. Make it reasonable. Don't put nothing so absurd that's not even attainable on the board. Make stuff reachable. Give yourself a deadline and then revisit it. Yes. And put it in plain sight where you can see it every day to see if you
mine is up on my wall.
Yeah, that's how I did mine. Make sure you can see it every day where I did this, did that, check it off.
And teach your kids to, because mine's up on my wall, and Naya will look and see what's on the wall. She's like, oh, mommy, that's a house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mommy, is that me, you, and Marky? Because I got a family up there, and we weren't even engaged.
Yeah.
So when I created the board, I didn't even have a business. But then when you see the stuff
you see the
working in motion,
yes.
You're like, oh, wait, I got to do another board because I done did that already. Yeah. And I got this stuff over here I got to work on. It really works.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Vision board.
That's a law. That's a law right there. Mm-hmm. Just of attraction, of visualization. That's a law. That's a principle right there. You're writing the vision. You're making it plain. You can see it. He said, if you can see it, then it can be so.
Yes.
So I got that in my mind that it's happening. And like I said, this is the season where we moving without preparation. So a lot of the stuff that I was implementing in this season, it was like, God, I'm not ready for this. Hold on, wait. I gotta get a couple more thousand together. And you telling me to move now? Wait, I gotta wait for this to come. Right. Go. Everything is just go. So I appreciate that because it's catapulting me, and I know I'm going higher than I've ever been before. Okay. So when you start feeling them pushes and tugs where it's harder, and just feel so different than what you ever experienced, know that God is taking you somewhere you've never seen before for yourself and for your family. So He wants us to ultimately be a blessing not only to ourselves, to our kids, to our children's children. Mm-hmm. That's just what we're here for. So He's taking us there if we want to go. Yes. Like you said, God, I'm ready. You ready? He like, okay, let's see.
And that's one thing Nehemiah said. He's like, start before you're ready. And I didn't really understand
Is that right? Yeah.
But I applied for something. Okay. And I'm believing God that I'm going to get it. Okay. And it's so funny when I applied for it, then it's like, you didn't create it yet. It's only up here, but you ain't really mapped it out on paper. Because when this is approved, you gonna need to show that you got this program plan.
That's gonna push you, and that's a procrastinator's purpose. I always say that. I say you gotta, if you're a procrastinator, or not even just so much in a sense, because it's such a harsh word that people don't want to label themselves as a procrastinator, but a lot of us are in our own sense. So if you're a procrastinator's purpose and journey is different than somebody who's active. So you gotta say some stuff before it actually happens, so that way you have to produce on what you say. So that's what gets you in the mood.
I engage you for the service. You're gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh dang, I got it.
Yes, I gotta do it now.
Most procrastinators, they work better under pressure. They like, you see what I'm saying? I know this for a fact. They like dead my, oh dang, I gotta have this done by here because I told them I was going to do it. That's the only way that God can get you to move. So He knows how to do you. He knows how to treat you. Not saying you specifically, but
me.
Me. But I'm just saying.
No, it's me.
But I'm just saying that procrastinator spirit. He knows how to get you to move. However He needs to get you there, that's what He's going to do.
Give me a financial tip as a single mom.
Financial tip as a single mom, I do credit restoration.
You got that 5-bedroom house. If I'm living with my mom or I'm living in a shelter, what can I do?
I do financial restoration, credit repair.
And we'll put her link in the description section.
That's another one of the things that I do operate in. Even just this past month, I'll share with you guys. Since February, I was driving an Audi, was letting other people use my car because I had other cars. And key tip: if the person can't get it themselves, then you don't get it for them.
Listen, I can't get a house because I done did something dumb like that.
If they can't get it themselves,
listen,
you don't go out and get it for them because it's a reason why they can't get it.
Yes.
I put myself between a rock and a hard place, trying to help other people, which I love to do. I don't regret doing any of it. But in turn, it had dropped my credit 200 points.
What? 200
points. Dropped my credit. Not a full 200, but it was about 170.
I don't care, that's a lot.
Yeah.
20 points is too much for me.
Listen. So in the midst of that, I thank God I had a couple hundred points to spare. Not that we got points to spare.
Right.
But I wasn't down at the slums, but I was down.
Right.
So I said, oh no. And I had to go and get another car and things like that. And I told the guy at the dealership, he was like, you know what? It's not that your credit is horrible. It's just that you got this car plus you got 2 other cars in your name. He was like, but I can guarantee you after this year, if you can bite the bullet, next year things will be much brighter for you. I said, I already know that. Trust and believe. I said, because I'm going to get my points back.
Yes.
With
all of them.
And I've been getting emails upon emails every single day, even to the point where Experian had reached out to me and said, Kel'li, you have gone up 150 points in the last 2.5 months. What are your strategies? What are you doing to get your credit score to go up this high? I just got another credit card, hooray, go Kel'li. Just like, wow. They like, listen, I see you doing this within a short period of time, because some people can promise you credit restoration, but it's over a certain time window, 3 months, right. 6 months, 9 months. No, I can show you a few tricks, and one I'll give you today is any type of cards that you have, like credit cards. I would recommend that you pay, if let's say you in 100% or you maxed out a card.
Okay.
I would say bring that card down to 70%, right? Mm-hmm. Then that will ultimately give you about 35 to 40 points from bringing that percentage down, right? Then I would say bring it back up to maybe 90%, where it's not at a full max. That way you drop your score maybe 7 or 8 points from the credit increase. But then the very next month you bring it down to 50%.
Okay.
So you got to learn how to alter the system, so that way they think that you're doing more than what you are. So once you drop it down to that 50%, now you're going to skyrocket maybe another 80 points. And in turn, that's how you do it. And it depends on your credit history and so on and so forth. But those are one of the tricks that I use, that you kind of play with the percentages. So some people think, oh no, I gotta pay this credit card down, I gotta pay this credit card down. No, don't do that. Don't pay it all the way down, because now you're shortchanging the amount of points that you can get. So you want to do little by little by little in a short amount of time.
This credit stuff is confusing. I can't even get with it. Once you told me, oh no, because you done signed for them and they had it repoed. I'm like, what the devil? I can't never get ahead.
Yeah. No, you will get ahead. You are ahead.
Yes.
So don't say that. Don't speak that, because you are ahead.
That's what I speak now.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the positivity. Because at that time I was like calling them all types of names in my head. Like, what's going on here? I done got rid of you physically, but you still
haunting me. Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
But that's a part of growth.
Yes.
That's a part of learning. You listen, I said, you will never fool me the same way twice. So you did that to me. I was never a child to get a bunch of beatings. I got one beating, and that was it. You ain't gonna beat me for the same thing twice.
Okay. Now give me a tip on teaching your child about Christ.
I would say be a model.
Yes. Okay.
Before them, because they will read you before they read the Bible.
True. Yes.
They gonna listen to you before they listen to the pastor. They might not display it in front of you that they listen, but how you know when you was a kid, so many things that resound in your head from your parents or your aunts, you look back and reflect on it now and say, my mother used to tell me. That's what all the older people say. Oh, please, when I was growing up, my grandmother told me, my aunt told me, my cousin told me. So they listening.
Yeah.
That's how we got it.
Yes.
So constantly keep admonishing her in the word, and constantly keep admonishing your children, or he or she or whomever they may be, to just constantly be a model for them. If they see you praying, I can remember watching my mother pray at night. I can remember watching my mother get up and read her word in the morning. Whether I was included or not, I saw this. Right. So I know that sooner or later it was incumbent of me to do and exercise in my adult life.
I like it because, I teach Naya about Christ, but I feel like I'm not doing enough. So that kind of pushed me to build up my own walk. Because I'm like, I need her to know Christ at a young age. Yeah. Can't be fiddling around and
it works though, because even my 12-year-old son, I would play a song in the car, and he would one time he said to me, and this is when I was going through my fed up phase, and he said to me, he said, Mom, can you cut that off? He was like, and put on your other music. I said, what you mean? He's like, because that ain't got no glory in it. Ooh. And I was like,
out of the mouth of babes.
I was like, what do you know about the glory? I said, who? I said, well, let me turn this.
Yes.
And I was just feeling the song too. I'm like, what? All in my rebellion, like, yep. Like,
yo,
and
yes.
he was like, can you turn it down?
Wow.
And I was just, so God will always use your kids to correct you too. So you might not think she's listening or might not think she's paying attention. The minute you stop doing what you're supposed to do, I guarantee you she's going to chime in.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
When you ain't on the right track, then you know they paying attention.
Yes.
Because they know what the right way looks like because you've shown them what it looks like.
I love it. So, I know you had a nice financial life.
Bless the name of the Lord.
Yes. As a single mom, what do you wish that you had that you don't have? Or that you wish other single moms had?
I can speak for myself. What I wish I had was support. I left home when I was 16. I moved away to the Poconos. I went to school. I started selling drugs. Not selling drugs on the corner, but selling drugs, moving weight and stuff like that. And
Heavy stuff.
yeah, I thought, I was just chasing money at the time. I just wanted to constantly have money, and the only way I knew coming from West Philly to get it was to invest in something that had a large turnover. So at 18, I can remember making $10,000 my first week selling drugs. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
Selling drugs, I'm a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people knew that about me. They just always wondered, like, what does she do for money? And that's a hard stigma too, because when you try to change your life over, it's like people still watch and they like, that's probably drug money.
Yes.
She probably just spit. No, that's not.
Yes.
Like if you really want to be technical, me and my friend, we went out and we disposed of all the falloose and everything that couldn't build on a solid foundation, and I didn't want to use nothing that was haram at the time or wasn't permissible to God to start my life over. And my friend was like, you could have gave that money to me. He's like, I use the haram money.
Yes. Yes. I would have said something like that. Yes.
He's like, I would have used. And I'm like, no, I couldn't do nothing with it. I want to start my life over. But I thank God because I trusted him from the ground up.
Yes.
I trusted him from nothing, and he built me right back up. So it's just a matter of trusting. But I wish I had support. I wish I had family. I'm the only child in my family. I'm the only person in my family born in Philadelphia. My family doesn't come from Philly. So growing up, that was hard.
Okay.
I got a lot of fake cousins and fake sisters. People I went to school with that turned into family, church family, but no real family here. So that was hard. Not having that grandmama around the corner, that cousin next door, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Because this is a lonely journey for me. I might be strong, but
Who are the strong times?
exactly. It's like, who can I call the cry to?
Yes.
Like, I don't have that. I gotta be strong for other people because they call me crying. So it's like, when I gotta cry, it's like, I get 2 minutes, like,
Yeah.
It's like, back to back to the program. But I got one person that I cry to on the phone. It's just something she does to me every time she calls me. That's my father's wife. They've been married 20 years. Once him and my mother divorced, and I was an Army child, so he met her when he was stationed out in Kansas. But as soon as she called me, it's something about her voice. She say, Kel? And I'm like, Kel is just so much.
Oh, the ugly cry, yes.
And she's like, it's gonna be all right, baby. I know you feel alone. And she she just speaks to every part of me that's like lonely and
Beautiful.
wish I had somebody.
Yes.
And she's like, you just keep going on. She said, you are the strong one. Remember that. You got this because you are strong. And I'm just like, I don't want to be a person. I don't want to be strong.
Yes.
That's where I could do all of that. And so I do have that, but I wish I had it closer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's all the way in Kansas. That's all the way in Midwest. I can't see her face. I can't touch her. So just creating relationships where I feel like I can pour out, my spirit to somebody else, which is hard. My bishop, God rest his soul, before he passed, he said, sometimes leaders have to go to other leaders or somebody that's higher than that leader to pour out themselves.
Yes.
And because when you get them calls at 4 a.m, people looking for help, not looking for your weakness, they looking for your strength, and that's hard,
Yeah, I remember I was doing the work in What About That Woman, and somebody that's not even a mom had called me, and they poured out their whole life to me, and I saw where we related and how we were how our situations were connected, but I just didn't understand why they called me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm supposed to be helping single moms. Like,
not.
Yeah, you ain't got no kids. And then I felt so drained after I poured into them. It's just like, I wanted to call somebody, but who would understand what just happened?
Yeah.
And I wanted to call my pastor, but it's like, no. I felt like I had to call on God. Like, I had to sit there and pray so that he can renew my strength.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that. So imagine how they feel, pastors and leaders.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I was mentoring to be a pastor underneath my late bishop. And he like really, really believed in me. And he was just like allowing me to take part and lead in the prayer line at 6 a.m. phone prayer. I would have noonday prayer with his wife, and Mother Ty, she was like my noonday prayer partner. People didn't know that, but she would always ask me, Sister Kel'li, I need you to pray for the people. Could you pray for them? And I'd be like, Mother's heart, I want to stay in the background. That's fine. I don't want to, I don't want to come up here and pray for anybody. And she would just say, well, wherever you comfortable praying, I pray from a distance.
Yes.
But it was just like mentoring to be a pastor. I think that's where a lot of my fear came from too, because now you really in the spotlight. Now people really watching you under a microscope.
Yes.
And it's like if I make one false move, I'm being scrutinized, and they forgetting that I'm human. They forgetting that I'm still a person. Just because I was appointed this office, I still have emotion. I still go through just like you. Stop separating.
Yes.
The leaders. They don't stop becoming people just because they're a pastor. So I don't think they get discounted enough.
Right.
Because you held at such a high level or such a high expectation that's hurtful to a person. And that could potentially cause a breakdown and just, a falling away of not just them, but they got a lot of people on their back. And I can remember when I started saying yes to that call, a lady whispered in my ear, she said, if you fall, you're going to cause a whole bunch of people to fall. And I was like,
who want that way on?
I'm like, nah, never mind.
Right.
I ain't gonna be no pastor then, because I messed up far too much to, try to hold some other people's situation up. Now I got blood on my hands because I fell, you fell, I caused you to fall, you was watching me, But I know that's in my future too, but I'm just like,
It's always the people that's called.
Yeah.
And really got called on their life. They always be running.
Yeah.
Running. You can't. You won't stop running.
That's why I'm like, Lord, I don't want a Jonah experience. Don't put me in the belly, but I'm gonna go.
Right. You don't want something tragic to happen to snap you out of it.
It's like I'm going. It's baby steps.
Get it together. So I know you're coming out with a book.
Yes, I am.
If He Can Be Faithful.
Yes.
Tell us about this book.
The book is simply about resurrecting men.
Okay.
And I say resurrecting because his stance in the world is just like dying. And not for nothing, I believe in women. I believe in our empowerment. I believe in uplifting other women, but we need the men.
Yes.
I feel like they so left out and so,
They are.
you know, forgotten about right now and so dogged out. It's like, oh, you know, niggas ain't ish and, you know, forget him and he can't be faithful and he's a cheater and I'm going to be a side joint and I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. And it's like, I don't know what your representation of a man is, but I know he can be faithful.
Right.
And I'm going to show you some ways how, because I think in all actuality, if we start creating stronger women, we would have stronger men. Because it takes two people to engage in an unlawful relationship. So if you're willing to be a side chick, then I need to change your thought process about who you are.
Yes.
Because he can only sleep with the side chick because you're willing to sleep with him. So I'm addressing the women. But this is for the benefit of the man.
Okay. So empowering the men
And
through the women.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because that's what we were here to do. We're here to be a helpmate. You forgot the description?
Nurturer.
That's all our definition was. We was here to help. So let's help the brothers. Let's help them become great men. How can we do that? By perfecting ourselves.
Yes.
And I feel like so many women growing up, they used to, like I said, with that jealousy kind of thing, it was like, oh, what is it about her? All the guys would, you know, oh, dang, what's going on? No, I said, you cool and all that, but I'm trying to talk, let me talk to Kel'li real fast. You know, and it's like, you want to know what is it about that certain girl. I know we all grew up and had a girl in our mind, like, dang, she always get the guys. You know, what is it about her that she can always pull them in? She can reel them in. You got that one girlfriend, so what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to wear? I'm supposed to talk to them. You know what I mean? Give me some blueprints. This is a good one, girl. Hook me up. Like, you know what I mean? And I think we need that. So it's like you need to know the type of energy. I was even talking to one of the sisters that was here today, and she was like, well, can you tell me how can I stop stalking my boyfriend? And I was like, huh? She was like, I just want to be in control. I want to know where he at. I want to know what he's doing. At all times, I need to know. And I said, listen, at the end of the day, start perfecting you. When you start getting busy with you and you start preserving your own life, that's when you cause people to gravitate towards you because they want to be in your world. It's no longer you trying to enter into their world. They want to come to where you at.
Yes.
They want to be in your space. There's something about Danielle that's her energy, her vibe she giving me. I just want to know more about her. She so focused. She's so in tune. I'm trying to get to know Danielle. You got a minute that I can talk to you?
Yes.
You know, and if we got 1 million and 2 million women that got that same mindset, we going to in turn create stronger men because it's not as easier for them to attain us. It's not as easy for them to get to us. Then they got to step their game up.
Right.
And it ain't nobody to cheat with. Because now I know who I am.
Yes.
Who you going to cheat with? So he can be faithful. We got to work this thing out. We got to perfect this thing before it go downhill because that's where it's going. And everything that's around us is programming us for that shift and that change. But I gotta be a drum major for this topic. I gotta be a whistleblower for this topic because I can't, knowing what I know, I can't let it go that direction. I gotta pour it into somebody else. Listen, we could change the world. He said, if my people who are called by my name,
Yes.
we could change the world. Don't be afraid to go against the grain.
Yes. I love it.
That's what it is. He could be faithful.
Yes.
October 19th, it's birthing.
Yes.
It's the push through.
And I will definitely put Kel'li's information down in the description section. Kel'li, I am so happy that we were able to sit down. And this will not be the last time we see each other. We will see each other again.
Yes.
So if you like this video and you want more like it, let me know by liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. Also, I'll put all of her information down below as well as the information to the Greatness Center. It's great for parties, art shows, whatever you have going on. It's a great rental space. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever you're doing when you watch this video. Thank you. Bye.